Hi everybody, Rick Kempa here at Western Wyoming Community College with some words from my online technical writing students about writing the first version of the career-based research report. We're well underway with it, folks. You've gathered sources, you've put them into MLA format, we've gotten some feedback on that. You've even written a first version of a section of your report in the past week in which you were striving to quote, summarize, paraphrase, document correctly. You'll get some good feedback on that before long. What I'd like to do today is look at two models even that other students have done of this career-based research report. Excellent work, not perfect work, nothing is ever perfect, but let's look at these two fine essays and see what we can learn from them and to get a nice clear sense of what it is we are striving for in our research reports. Okay, so here we go. These essays, by the way, these model essays can be found on the course website in the Unit 6A assignment description. All right, so here's an essay, and this will be the main one we look at. This is by Jeremy Jordan. It's a few years old, as you can see. Jeremy writing about the career of pediatricians. He may be well on his way to becoming one by now, right? But the essay still stands the test of time as a good model. I'm just going to go through it page by page and point a few things out in the time we have together. All right. First thing to notice here on the title page is it's just a good title. He's just not just saying pediatricians, a career, but he takes a little time to frame a title that appeals, as we are always aiming to do, to our readers. Pediatricians, physicians for our future generations. Okay, so that's one of the things that is of interest to us. Marissa Petty's essay, also a model on our website. You see her doing the same thing, the diverse world of administrative assistants. Okay, so you'll be crafting a title page that does that kind of thing. If only it were so as easy as just making a good title page. There is the essay itself. Let's see what these fine writers have done. The outline. Your essay will start after the title page with an outline. And what do we mean by the outline? This is also the assignment, a big part of the assignment for the progress report you'll be working on this week. Okay, an outline of the sort I'm looking for is one that will give us, we the readers, the sections and the subsections of your report. We are writing technical writing style reports. We're not letting the computer decide where the text goes on the page. We're designing as well as writing our reports, right? We're going to be breaking our thoughts, our rather complicated topics into sections and subsections. So check out how Marissa did it. You'll want to look at these models after this little video is done as well, so you have more time to do so. Marissa's got a series of sections that are based on questions, and that's kind of nice. A question kind of focuses towards the reader, right? What are the differences between administrative assistants? What are the job responsibilities, etc.? Those are the main sections of her report. When you go to her report, you'll see those are probably the 16-point bold main sections. These are the names of the subsections of her report. Okay, so that's what I mean by an outline. I don't mean something real generic, and I don't mean something incredibly specific where you're putting all the particular facts of the essay into the outline, but a simple one-page outline that tells us what to expect in the parts of the report. All right, going back to Jeremy's as well, and then we'll push forward with Jeremy's essay. Same thing here. Okay, one thing I like about Jeremy's outline is he puts the title of the essay up front there, and then here are the sections and subsections of his report. Okay, so that's what comes after the title page. Notice that's where the first page is. Jordan 1, MLA format, last name, page number. Starts keeping track there. All right. Moving forward in Jeremy's essay, we don't have leisure to be reading big sections out loud, but I want to point out in Jeremy's and Marissa's and any other essays that may be as models, the writer starts first with an introduction that appeals to the audience, people considering that career. He doesn't start like talking about life in general, careers in general. He starts in the topic area, and there's not much reason to have first person. He's not talking about myself. I'm thinking of becoming a physician. He's focusing on the audience, and he's introducing the career to the audience. I want you to have a good look at these introductions, particularly because in a complicated essay like the ones we're writing, by that I mean not a 5-paragraph affair, you have a thesis area. It takes Jeremy several sentences from this section, from this part here, all the way to the end to go through the material of the essay. He talks about the schooling, the time at work, the work ethic, the need, the projected growth, the income, and the rewarding aspect. That's a lot of territory. It takes him a few sentences, and that is what his essay is about. Aim for the same yourself. All right? So moving forward, as I said, here are the section headings that match the main parts of the outline. Technical writing style invites and encourages us, when appropriate, to use the list format, as you see Jeremy doing here when he's talking about what they do. By the way, not a bad way to start a paper to talk about the career itself, what they do. That's a good early first section of your own paper, right? He introduces his sources, just like we've been striving to do, and I want you to do. An online job outlook database called Choices Planner outlines the responsibilities of a pediatrician. He's introducing the source. He's not just putting quotations in there without introductions. Follows with the documentation. Whatever word is here in parentheses, I'm going to go to the works cited, and that's going to be the first word of the works cited citation. Remember that, right? If it's not the case, if this word does not match the first word of a works cited listing, your documentation system is broken, right? Subsections of the essay, I'm going to scroll forward in the time we have. Notice how there's less emphasis here than there was for the section heading. We have 13-point time, bold, italics. The main section headings have more emphasis. Notice how there's more space before a section heading than there is afterwards. The section heading is tied to the text that follows by some spacing. Okay? He takes us through the territory. Here's a main section, right? The pattern, I can tell there's more emphasis, right? You'll be looking at these yourself. They're very good to do so. Aha! A picture. You are asked, as you know, to create at least one visual that illustrates data, right? Instead of having words, we have images, and you put that data, that visual, right into your report. You don't have big full-page visuals as appendices of reports, but here in the section on Job Outlook, he introduces this visual. The following graph gives a visible representation of the employment growth of physicians and surgeons. He introduces the source. Look how nice it looks, right? He gives the documentation afterwards. He comments on the source afterwards. He introduces another source. This is a really cool part of the essays we're making, and in Unit 7 we'll be making some visuals together and giving each other feedback, right? If you don't know how to do it, no problem. You will in a week or two. But check out how these visuals add so much to the report. As you research and write, you are on the lookout for numbers of some kind that you can put into your report in any of the sections, right? The employment section, the education section, the job outlook section. One can find statistics, contemporary, new, relevant statistics on all those factors. All right, moving forward. Jeremy earned some extra credit with 3 visuals. The minimum requirement was 1. Okay. into the education section. One thing you'll notice as you read this yourself is there's several different sources in each section, such as you are aiming to write. Here's an example here. One of his sources lists the subspecialties of pediatricians, and then he follows it up with another source, United. I'm not sure what United means, but when I go to the works cited, I'll look under U and I'll find out. It's the blending of sources. We've said already 2 or more sources, 3 or more for each of your sections. Needed skills and personality traits, right? This is following his outline. So it's just pretty cool the way these reports take shape. It's not Tech 1010 anymore where the computer's deciding on all this stuff. You know, it's the way the report, we lay the report out, making the main points stand out with document design as you have been doing. All right. The essay arrives finally. Jeremy chooses to include associations. That's kind of not many students do, but he does so. The essay arrives finally at last. A concluding paragraph. You don't just stop at a concluding paragraph. The occupation requires hard work, dedication, tenacity, patience, a summary paragraph, right? He just kind of touching back on the territory of the essay. As long as the human population keeps growing, pediatricians will always be needed. I'm not sure if the word I appears in this essay. You're the person writing it. You're the man or the woman behind the curtain, you might say, pulling these strings and arranging these things. But you're focused on the career for your audience. Final page of the essay, as we know, is called the works cited page, right up there, part of the essay, and an alphabetical listing of all of the sources that he used and no other ones. If he ended up not using sources, they did not make their way onto the works cited page. Works cited means stuff used, right? So these are the alphabetical listing according to the MLA as we've been working on that. And you have other models that you are being provided with as well. All right, I will pause this for a minute. Okay, we're back here with Marissa Petty's essay on administrative assistance, and I'm just going to close this out the last couple minutes by reading out loud her introductory paragraph, right? How she establishes her own voice, how she introduces the territory, and how she aims to connect to readers. Okay, what type of business catches your eye? This question can result in several different answers since the business world is widely diverse, ranging anywhere from creative revenues such as fashion to industrial trades such as the oil field. Those who choose a career as an administrative assistant are allowed to work in any kind of environment they like. For those who enjoy being a part of a team and assisting others in striving towards a goal, administrative assistance might be the career path they would excel at. Because the world of administrative assistance is so diverse, each administrative assistant's job will slightly differ. There are differences in their job responsibilities, qualifications, education, and pay. However, most administrative assistants have the same advancement possibilities and related occupations. Again, a thesis area here, several sentences kind of laying out the paper's scope. Okay, sometimes we do a lot of scanning and scrolling and we don't stop to read the particular parts. And in reading this paragraph, I'm modeling that for you as well. Look at these models that are posted in the Unit 6A assignment description. Spend a little time as you're writing. How have these writers done it? You know, they do good work, A+ work. There's always room for improvement of different kinds in all our work, but theirs stands out. All right, folks, well, that's the time we have today. A couple look at these essays. Hopefully it answered some of your questions. And of course, you have other questions as the project proceeds, and be sure to ask them, right? Send me those emails. I'll respond quickly, and together we'll pursue excellence in this main project of our semester. All right, bye-bye.